In the last part we left off, Lela had a huge cut on her head and a big mystery behind it. She had become really sick and we had to isolate her from the rest of the chickens. So that means we had to clean out the whole entire coop and burn everything that was inside. We pulled out every procedure we possibly could and isolated her for 7 days to make sure our beloved Lela stays alive. And after the long-awaited time, we were able to let her loose back into the flock, back outside to enjoy her well-deserved freedom. And that's what brings us to our next problem, Pancho. He's a huge 12-pound Orpington rooster with a lot to prove. And for the longest time, Lela's been pushing everyone around here because of her age and her self-made independence. When I let Lela out after she became better, I knew I had to put Pancho away, or else there could have been trouble. And I thought keeping them separated for one night should be enough time. But I was wrong. The very next day, everything seemed normal. Lela was back to her old habits of pushing everybody around out in the yard. So it seemed like everything was back into place like it was once before. So I decided to go ahead and let Pancho back out. As the flock went on their normal part of the day, I didn't see any red flags of danger or any tension. So with everything seemingly the way it was before, I decided to settle down for the night and let the flock enjoy themselves in the backyard. But there was a storm brewing inside of Pancho, and with storms, usually comes lightning. As the clouds covered our house and the sun started to set, I didn't realize the pain and anguish that Lela was going through in that coop. If only I had known, maybe I could have stopped it. The next day, I was shocked and horrified to find Lela in the state she was. Raising chickens isn't as easy as people like to think it is. It takes a lot of responsibility that you have to keep a close eye on. But if you really want to raise chickens, you can't be demoralized. You have to come up with some kind of plan, and quick. The first thing I needed to do, I had to put Pancho back in his cage. I cannot trust him being around her. But we might be in luck. I have a smaller coop, and I've come up with a plan, and I hope it works. That night, I decided to move the smaller chickens into the larger coop. Relocating chickens at night when they're the most docile is the best way to move them into a new flock. So I had to do this very quietly and very carefully. And when you're doing this with chickens, you have no clue what's going to happen. So make sure you're there in the morning to take control of whatever situation may come your way. As the sun started to rise, I waited patiently to see what kind of welcome these chickens were going to receive. But what I expected to be a drama-filled day seemed to be nothing at all. They accepted them completely, like they were always part of the flock. To be honest, I shouldn't be surprised at all. They've watched these little chickens grow up since they were little babies inside that little coop. Even though they're accepted now, they still act like little kids. Now that the younger chickens are getting along so well with the older chickens, it's safe enough, I believe, to put Pancho into the smaller coop now. Unfortunately for Pancho, I just think he's too big for our flock, and I wasn't expecting an Orpington rooster. So we set him up to go to a different house that only has hens. Because at the moment, at the poultry post, we just have way too many roosters. I think with Pancho leaving, it might calm down our flock a little more. But when you're raising chickens, you never know where life is going to take you. After the crazy 2 weeks that Lela had, she's finally able to settle down and heal up. It just feels like all the tension has completely disappeared and a calm has taken over the backyard again. you guys enjoy this video, make sure you check out my other videos on my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.